Perfect. What's up, guys? We've got obviously Andre here from edgeful. We're going to go over a few things, mainly the Algo automation. I think that's probably the hot topic. I'm going to send the link now for the guys in the Discord. But yeah, Andre, if you just want to give a little bit of an introduction for those watching for the first time, what edgeful is and who you guys are.
Yeah. So what's up, guys? My name is Andre. I'm the CEO of edgeful. So if you're a trader, hopefully you've heard of edgeful so far, but if you haven't, pretty much what it is, it's a technical analysis tool. It pretty much breaks down historical reports or trading concepts or strategies into something like visual, where you can see like how often has this happened. So for example, the gap fill. This is a concept a lot of people are familiar with. If you want to know how often has the gap filled on Tesla or NQ or Euro USD or Bitcoin, we will be able to do that. We have over 100 different strategies or concepts like the initial balance, the orb. We have stuff on different sessions. We literally have like anything you can imagine. And we also have algos that will actually do everything for you, which is what we're going to talk about here. But one other thing relating to the reports that we have is that right now we actually will build custom reports for you. So if there's this concept of whatever, I've heard this 3-candle pattern, or there's something relating to like a 3-candle pattern that people really like to see. I don't know what the concept, where it's from, but if you wanted to see that and we don't have that report now, you'd reach out to our support. We would go through and kind of like build out that concept with you. But in Q4 of this year, we're introducing edgeful AI. And in edgeful AI, you're going to be able to create your own custom reports. So anytime you have a question about the markets in general, the place that you're going to go to get that question answered is going to be edgeful AI. So if you want to know Tesla's up 5% in one day, tell me every time that's happened in the last 2 years, what has happened the next day? And all these different questions that you have that you might like look on Twitter or ask on Twitter or like text your trading group about, that's going to be able to get answered in edgeful AI, like based on the actual true data that is in edgeful right now. So I just wanted to highlight that in Q4 we're releasing edgeful AI.
Yeah, perfect. I love it. So, I mean, I'm actually going away next week. I've got a wedding on the opposite side of South Africa. For those that don't know, I'm in South Africa. But yeah, I'm going to be running my algos while actually on the road, which is super cool. And I think that's something that's been helping me a lot. Also, it takes away a lot of the emotions. Like when I'm on the road and you're not in a routine, or you've even from a perspective of you've taken a couple of losses in a row, maybe your confidence is down a bit. The algos is something that you can go back to without fail. And I think that's something that's really, really cool. So we're going to get into it here in a bit. Markets this week have been very slow. Obviously, we do have NVIDIA earnings later on after the close today. What are your thoughts just on markets at the moment? I took a loss personally. I had a win on my DAX algo this morning. And then while I was actually swimming with my son, doing the swimming with whatever. So that was pretty cool. And then I had a loss today on the NASDAQ. My first loss actually of the week on the algos. It's been on a pretty good run. So we can go over them, how they actually work. But what are your thoughts on markets at the moment?
So my thoughts are, if you zoom out, so every time someone asks me this question, I always want to like zoom out and see like what's going on.
Bring your screen up,
yeah, you can, if you want to bring up my screen, you can. So
like that.
So zooming out, like I'm not really expecting too much of like a bearish move down now. Like I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to expect like one of these. Now, am I going to say that there's going to be a new all-time high? Like probably not. But I mean, I'm sorry, new all-time high like soon? Maybe not. Like maybe we're going to be in a little period of consolidation. But my thoughts, honestly, are just take it day by day. Right. There is a big Fed rate cut decision that's going to come. Like we don't know what the reaction is going to be from that. So like I think the probabilities now, according to like these like Fed rate cut probability tools, is like 90-something% that in the next meeting Powell's going to cut, or at least in September that Powell's going to cut rates. Now, not that I want to get into this like right now, but I do want to show you guys something that is like really important as it relates to rate cuts and what happens historically. So I don't really want to get into this like right this second, but we're going to do it anyway. Not this. What I want to do is, okay. So what we're looking at here is this over here is the year 2000. Rates were at recent highs, right? Rate cuts, the market goes down, like huge sell-off. Now, there was the dot-com bubble at the time, so there was a reason for that. Then 2008, rates are at recent highs. Rates get cut, larger sell-off. Now, right now, rates are at recent highs. Rates get cut. I don't know anymore what's going to happen, but in the last two major instances where rates were at close to all-time highs, when the rates actually got cut, that's where things started to kind of break, right? And I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but it is just interesting to know that the two major rate cut cycles that we've gone through in the last, excluding COVID, excluding this, which was definitely an outlier, but major rate cut cycles have not actually been very bullish, even though the idea of a rate cut is technically bullish, right? Because it's going to stimulate the economy, everything's going to go up. Now, not to get technical, but just to summarize and conclude your question about the markets, there is going to be a point where rate cuts are going to be inflationary, which is this is my personal opinion. This is not correct. I haven't done that much research on it. However, I think that we could kind of hold out on higher rates for a little bit. So like keep it a little bit higher for longer, because what I'm concerned about is if we start to cut rates, the price of everything is just going to start to go ballistic, right? Businesses are going to be able to take on loans. There's going to be more stimulation. There's more, like, prices aren't going to go down. Like, I don't know. I can't see a world where like home prices or asset prices are going to come down when rates are lower, because that actually will theoretically inflate the price of assets, because more people are going to have access to the capital to actually buy these homes and everything else, right? So there's going to be a tipping point where instead of a rate cut causing the markets to come down and asset prices to come down, it's actually going to be the inverse. And then it's going to be like terrible for the younger generation, because all the it's going to be completely unaffordable, more unaffordable than it is right now. Like specifically in the US, I'll speak for the US. But I mean, I'm not of the camp of like cut rates to zero again, like personally, because I think that we've been at zero rates for a very long time, and that is very dangerous. And so.
No, it is going to be interesting. Obviously, no one really knows what's going to happen next, but let's get more into depth here. I want to bring up my screen at the moment. So let's go more into the algos. And this has actually been pretty neat. This week, I've actually had 3 wins in a row. This is FDAX, right? So by the way, I'm running, I know a lot of guys run their algos on minis. I'm currently running mine on macros. I just prefer I can tweak the position sizing a little bit more, because you can go from like 10 to 12 or 10 to 14 compared to minis. You obviously bound by a round number. But to start the week, Monday, I had a win long. I've been running this algo on the DAX. This is my personal one that I've actually.
Dude, maybe I should start doing it on the DAX.
Dude, I like it. But as I said, like, I enjoy manually trading the DAX, but since because I'm in South Africa, I can't be on the desk. London session and New York session it was blowing my mental capital, dude. So basically, I started this running it last week Monday. I had a loss on the first 2 days. Okay, as you can see, it shows you where I got in, where I got out, and this is all automated, obviously, to my own personal trading account, because it's via CFDs. I get the alert to my phone. From the phone, I take it directly on my personal trading account. So it's relatively easy, even that side, but it's all automated on my futures accounts. And then since then, I've had wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins in a row, bro. This morning, literally, I actually entered my trade manually, because obviously I get the notification. It does it all for me directly on my, as I said, on my futures accounts. 5 minutes later, I was like, you must take profit. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, close the position. And I was like, cool, that's sweet. And literally in the amount of five minutes, I was closing it out to my personal trading account as well. So that was pretty neat. But this stuff is all automated. And what you can see, so let's go to my strategy tester on this. Let's go to the last 90 days. This is my DAX in the last 90 days. You can see it's got a profit factor of 1.514. This is not as good as my NASDAQ algo, I must say, but it's making money. It's still long-term profitable in the last 3 months. I'm kind of looking in the last 3 months to 6 months. I'm not really going much further than that. But something just interesting, just from a discretional trading perspective, from actually doing these algos, has actually made me a better discretional trader, because I've seen that a lot of the times things work in cycles. Like they'll work great for like 6 months, and then there's like a 6-month period where it does absolutely crap on the exact same settings. So it just shows you that, like, even from a discretional trading perspective, things work well, and then it dries up, and then so anyway, and you can actually come in here, as I said, and actually change your settings like this. On a Monday, I've just got general settings on these, but you can come and change them. Like, let's just say on a Monday, I wanted to target 200 of the orb size. Okay. It will update the report in the last, there we go. You see how that actually changed. That actually is better. So maybe I should actually on a Monday target 200 of the orb size. But you get the point, basically, is that you can really come in here and tweak these settings, and you actually don't really actually have to know much. You can be a brand new trader and let the algos do their thing without even intervening in it. And you can see, then you set up the alerts, and it goes directly, right, to, look at my log over here. It goes directly to your trading account that automated, and also sends you an alert to your phone or an email and whatever else you would like. But essentially, I'm running 2 at the moment. That's just what I'm doing. I've got one on the DAX, as you've just seen. And then I am actually also running one on the NASDAQ. And this is on the 1-minute chart. Today, I took a loss on it, as you can see. Yesterday, I actually don't trade on a Tuesday. And then Monday, I had a winner. So this is my NASDAQ one in the last, look at that, 2.6 profit factor. So this is really, really neat. But for those watching, so Gary says, take my money. So there's a question here. If you have any questions, make sure to put this in the chat. We will get to them. But Gary's asking, can you guys help us go through what else we need other than the edgeful algo to make this bad boy work?
So if you want to pull up my screen quick.
Yeah, let's do that. There we go.
I'm going to make this like a lot bigger, and then
I also, just before we get into one, I just want to make, I had a call just because it's on the top of my mind.
Yeah, of course.
I had a call with a client that was blowing through these prop firm challenges, like literally like $2,000 a week, blowing through it. And I told him, I looked him directly in the eye and I said, listen, dude, you're blowing through these prop firm challenges. Just spend the $300 with edgeful, see how it goes, because there's no emotions with it. I think a lot of traders, if they actually just accepted that, like for me, I go through periods of where I'm just trading absolutely emotionally, and I just need the algos to do their thing. So if that is you at the moment, I think the algos is definitely something that you should look into. But
I just, the one thing that I want to really, really emphasize is just to like, even like just add on to what you just said is you guys are, a lot of people, not you guys specifically, but a lot of people are more than happy to run up their credit card on these evals.
Yeah.
And like, you're doing the same thing that you did 3 months ago and the same thing that you did 6 months ago. And like, you're not really changing anything, but you're like happily running up your credit card with like $50, $50, $50, $100, like $200, like over and over again. But you're not really changing anything, right? Like, you're not actually trading with any data. You're not trading with any like strategy. You're not like, you're just trying to like catch tops and bottoms and kind of like scalp around, which like, listen, it's fun. Like, I'm not going to pretend it's not fun to like get in a trade and whatever, and like kind of like figure it out, but that doesn't work over the long term. Like, you need to have data or some sort of strategy that you're trading. And like the edgeful algos, pretty much, we give you 80% of everything you need, and then you can put your own custom twist on it. Yes. So for example, like if you are the type of trader that prefers to hold on to their winners and they don't really care about their win rate, you can customize it exactly like what James just did, where it's like 200% of the orb size. Like, I don't do that personally because it's too big of a target. Like, it doesn't work with my personality. I like closer targets, and I like my wins to be very consistent. I don't want to see a lot of this in my P&L, right? So, or my equity curve rather. So if you're a trader that's struggling, having the algos is going to change the way that you actually even like approach or like visualize trading, because you know the actual performance of the strategy you're trading. Yes. If there is a recent high that's broken and like you want to go short, you have no back test on that. You have no data on that. So when you see that there's a recent high that's broken and like you're like, oh, liquidity sweep, I'm going to go short now. Like, you don't know how that actually works. Like, that's not like actual trading. Trading has to be backed by some sort of data, some sort of like pattern, some sort of structure. And it's very, very difficult without a tool like edgeful for you guys to actually be able to extract that, or like even like see the patterns or see the markets in the way that they actually move. So
correct. For
someone who trades emotionally, I highly recommend, whether it's the edgeful algos or any other algos, I don't really care. It's not you signing up, one person signing up for the algos, like I don't really care. My mission with edgeful is to make it the place where traders come to actually make money. So try an algo because it's completely defined. You know the risk, you know the performance, you know the drawdown, you know the win rate, you know the trades, right? There's no more information that the edgeful algos can give you for you to have confidence in a strategy. There's no more. There's literally no more possible information that we could give you for you to say this strategy works. It's impossible.
Correct.
It is literally impossible. So for an emotional trader, for someone who can't sit at their screens, for someone who's driving or at work or with their family, the edgeful algos are going to be perfect for you because everything is done for you based on your personality and your settings. So I just wanted to like really highlight that.
I had a question as well, also from another client. We got some questions here in the chat, and we'll answer them. But I just want to make sure we went over this as well. What is your thoughts on when someone says, "Well, why doesn't everyone just do the algos if they're profitable?" What is your thoughts to kind of like the doubters, if that's a good way to put it?
I mean, I don't
know what. I also didn't really know what to say. I was like, dude, there's the data. I don't just let it do its thing. Let it do its thing.
Let me show. I'll show you guys. So this is the NQ year-to-date backtest.
Sure.
These are the default settings. The only difference that I have in here is that I have the max loss on NQ to be 1,000, and then on MNQ you would make it 100 because obviously NQ is 10 times 1 micro. But why wouldn't everyone do it? I mean, do you guys think it's too good to be true? Maybe it is. I mean, maybe that's what you think. But like, I mean, I've been doing this for over a year now. Definitely over a year now. Maybe almost like 18 months now. And if you look at the list of trades here, the first time that this algo has taken 3 losers in a row was last week. With a default setting. So this isn't even like the settings that you've customized or whatever else. Like the default settings, the first time in all of 2025 that has taken 3 losers in a row was last week. So imagine you go 8 months, almost 9 months without taking 3 losers in a row. Yeah. Imagine these traders that are blowing account after account after account, doubting a purely objective strategy that literally has not taken more than 2 losers in a row up until last week. Like imagine that. Imagine like sitting there, like running up your credit card, blowing account after account, like doubting yourself, having all the stress, like losing so much money, and then being like, well, it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
And
so we're gonna
I'll answer that question in a second. Like when I tell you guys, there is no more information that I could possibly give you to give you confidence in the strategy. I want to highlight this 1 second, and then I'm going to address this question here. The dollar returns, the percentage returns, the account balance, the equity drawdown in dollars and percentage, the number of trades, the win rate, the profit factor, the list of every single trade with the date, the time, the entry price, the exit price, the P&L, the run-up, the drawdown, the cumulative. There's literally no more possible information that I can give you to give you confidence in a strategy. It's impossible. It is literally impossible. So if this is something that's like you're not willing to even experiment with or try, like, I mean, more power to you, but you're going down the wrong path. Because I'm giving you a data-backed solution and you're trying to go based off an emotional solution. But let me answer this question. You're still unsure how to add multiple algo automations in the algo dashboard. So what Jay Blaze is talking about is inside of edgeful. Once you have the algos, you're going to go to this page. So for anyone who doesn't know, when you go to the algos page and you actually upgrade, the page will look like this. Now, obviously, we have a very big disclosure at the top that says, if you don't watch all these videos, you are guaranteed to fail. I don't make these videos for fun. I make these videos because they're important. So when we have these setup explainer videos, and I'm not saying that Jay Blaze, you didn't watch the videos, but I'm saying for anyone who's new, If you don't want to watch these videos, then just don't bother, because like we're literally giving you a strategy that like the performance is like absurd, and you're not willing to spend like an hour watching videos. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But in here is all of the explainer. Everything you could possibly need is in here. And if you do have a question outside of that, we have support right over here that you can reach out to. We also have a Discord, which has a private, which you can see right over here, a private Discord right over here that you can join that is exclusive to Algo members. So you can join the Discord. You can reach out to our support here. In the Discord, people talk about their settings. There's a specific settings channel that you can talk about. But so let me close this quick. Let me close that quick. We have explainers on all of the different algos that we have. So we have the orb, the IB, the gap fill, and we just released the engulfing candles with all the relevant information, like the relevant reports that you need. Everything else is here. But what he's talking about is in the automation section. So this major feature that we just released, this is actually the highest requested feature in 2025. It's not even close. Is I want to plug in my broker or my prop firm to edgeful so this can take the trades for me. So like James was saying, he has his personal account that it trades automatically, and then he has the other account that he needs to physically place a trade, and that's a geographical issue. But the idea is that it takes the trades for you.
Yeah.
So right here is a full walkthrough of everything you need from step 0 from like A to Z to get started right over here. So this is a demo account that I have that I use for like streams, obviously. So can you bring that question up one more time?
Yeah. So he's just asking how to add multiple accounts to your backend.
Okay. So you can. So I have one connected here. I would just go and I would click connect broker. I would go through. And then I would click accept. Now, once you click this, it's going to bring up another login form. So if you have another account, maybe with a different prop firm, or you have another account in your prop firm, or you have a demo account,
you just log into it.
Yeah. You literally just log into it.
And you select that account.
That's it. Like
that's
it.
That's what I was trying to explain to him in the Discord. I think so. You literally just log in, you select which account you want it on. That's how you get it. Yep.
Yeah. Now there's 3 different terms of service you have to agree to, and it's a little bit boring, but I'm gonna talk about it for like 1 full minute.
Yeah.
Right here. It is your responsibility to check the rules of the prop firm that you are going to connect to edgeful. These prop firms have changed their rules since we've released the automation, and we cannot keep up with all of the changing rules. Not everything is in the terms of service. They have a checkbox on the checkout page, which is this is not mentioned in the terms of service. So like, we're not going to go through and check every single one. When you connect a broker, every single time you connect your broker or a new account, this pop-up is going to come up, and you cannot continue without clicking I agree. So please, guys, make sure that you are checking the rules of the prop firm you're connecting to, because we don't want you to get banned. We don't want your accounts to be closed. We don't want your profits to be taken away. So I want to make sure that you guys know that this is very important, that you guys make sure that you check the rules for whatever prop firms you're connecting to.
Sure.
I just want to say that. And if you guys ever forget, you can always just click on this and read it again. It will always come up. Every single time you click this, it will come up.
Yeah. Okay, so we got some more questions here. M's asking, how do you guys deal with curve fitting since one variable changes the results for the whole 6th month? Second thing, show the results before 2024, because you did not show it anywhere because the results was bad. So we're not saying from this perspective, just how, obviously, Andre, you can speak as well, but what we're saying is you have to tweak things. You can't just let it run and do its own thing forever. You have to come and tweak the settings and optimize. I wouldn't say every day, but at the end of each quarter at least.
So I actually want to highlight this. So for some reason, there are a lot of people that think that in the context of trading, not investing, but in trading, that you need to back test for 10 years. That is absolutely wrong, in my opinion, because even if you go back 10 years, you're talking about 2015. Imagine how different the world was in 2015.
Yeah.
That was pre-COVID. That was like, I don't know how many elections ago. So that was pre-COVID. That was pre all of the rate cuts. That was pre all
Right.
of the financial stimulus. That was pre all of like the bull run after COVID. That like the world changed in this period
Yeah.
right here. So like, how are you going to back test further than that? Like, why are you going to back test like in this market environment in a like looking at data that's like completely irrelevant? Like the market doesn't move like that anymore. Then even if you were to go and back test like during this period, there was a bear market that followed. So are you going to consider a
Yep.
bull market and a bear market? It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not saying that there's a right way. We let you go back even on edgeful 5 years, which I think is way too long. But then there was another bull market, and then there was a tariff conversation. So if you look here, since December up until the tariff conversation came out, there was consolidation. If you're gonna trade based on the bull market of 2021 in this environment, you would have gotten screwed. You can't.
Yeah.
And this is something that
You
people
have to. Yeah.
this is something that people just like cannot, because they were taught like, oh, bigger sample size is better. Like literally like bigger sample size equals better results. Like that is absolutely false. Like it is not even close to true, because
Great.
there are different environments that you need to trade in. Like here in this environment, like this whole thing right here, the orbs, the 15-minute orb on NQ was like over 1%. Like there are daily ranges that are not even 1% now. So how are you going to trade?
You
How
have
are you
to
going
keep adapting. That's
you
what
have to keep.
I said this in the beginning of the stream as well. From me doing the algos, I've seen that like a strategy can work for 6 months and then it can be crap for another 3 months. So going to the guy's comments, the trader's comments, of course, smart. I mean, you've worked at Goldman Sachs, right?
Yeah.
Andre, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not just being like, oh, I found this algo. Let me just put on all our capital, or put on this sector of capital and just let it do its thing. They're probably adapting every day and getting new information.
Dude, imagine this. Let's take a step back for a second. Imagine this. Billion-dollar hedge fund finds a strategy. They start running it today. Imagine a world where for 2 years, they didn't change anything about the strategy. Imagine a world where a hedge fund starts a strategy today and 2 years later, they're running the exact same strategy.
They're not.
How ridiculous would that be?
No.
It would not. It doesn't happen. I actually worked at a hedge fund. I actually worked at a top 100 performing hedge fund in the world. It doesn't exist. I don't know where people are learning this, that you need to, in the context of trading, again, not investing. We're not Warren Buffett holding for 10 years.
Yeah.
Trading. It does not exist. There is not a hedge fund on the planet. You can look it up too. You can go. There's 13F. I'm pretty sure they're called. I'm going to look it up right now, actually, so you guys can go and look at this. They're called 13F filings. You can look up 13F as in Frank filings, and you can see the positions that every hedge fund needs to report every quarter. Check to see how long those positions are, how frequently they change. It does not exist. It is impossible for any institution to start a strategy and then let it like set it and forget it for 2 years. That's absolutely ridiculous. Even if you think about what I'm saying right now, it's just unheard of. Like nobody would do that. The market environment shifts when the Fed rate cuts. Like when the rates get cut, are you going to not change your style?
Well, let's use this as an example as well. You used to trade the RB algo. You don't do it anymore because it hasn't been working.
Yeah.
So
the more volatility.
Yeah.
The IB algo, I was actually looking to add it back, honestly, but the IB algo is a break and retest strategy. That means you need continuation. You need smooth trending markets. That's when it works really well. In a market where price is doing this is very bad for the IB algo.
Sure.
So understanding that we're in a market environment that is choppier, then that means that you need to make adjustments, right? Widen your stops. Like the IB would work better in a choppier environment if you widen your stops, which is going to lower your win, which is going to increase your win rate, and your profit factor is going to come down.
Yeah.
So
because you can't be having some big of a position size.
Exactly. So one of the things that I don't think that people really genuinely understand when it comes to trading is that they think that a strategy works and it just works forever. It doesn't exist. Even like, let's take it out of the trading context. Let's talk about like business, for example, like marketing. You think the marketing that was done in 2000 is the same marketing that's done now? Absolutely not. if you started doing something that worked in 2000 with newspapers and letters and billboards, that's not going to work now. The environment has changed, and like you need to adapt too. And like in the markets, like the environments change quicker than they do in other environments, but that's just the way that it is. Like this is how it works. Like if you want to commit to trading and you want to like take it seriously, this is what you have to deal with. This is like part of the deal. Like things change, and like you need to make sure that you change with it. And like we give you all the information that you could possibly need.
Just in the comments, we're on the same page. I agree. The algos is not a cure remedy for everything, but it's definitely going to help a trader that's trading emotionally. So, for example, if you are not making money trading discretionary, yes, we're not saying you find an algo and you just come and trade it all day. You just let it do its thing, and we've spoken about that. Not change at all. Agree on that, but it's definitely going to help a trader that is not making money trading discretionary, blowing up accounts, wasting thousands of dollars on these prop firms accounts every single month. It's going to help a trader doing that, and it's going to give them a different option, right? Where you don't have to trade emotionally and everything like that. So I agree on that.
Yeah. And one thing just to add to that is I actually don't recommend like totally cutting off your trading. Like I
haven't. Yeah. I agree on that too.
Like we're in this business because like we love trading, and like I never recommend to not trade. Like I recommend to have one account that does the algo and one account that you trade personally. Like because you still want to trade. Like we all love this business, but like
exactly
if you're trading something you know for a fact works, like in terms of like the back test is good, like all the win rate, the risk to reward is all good. Like you just have that on the side and you let that run.
Can you also just show again on the back end there how you can actually come and customize? So Gary's saying, so basically a learn and earn algo. Yeah, it's not where you find something that's you're just going to print money. There's no such thing in that. We're not saying that. We're saying that there's a different way to trading, and that's exactly what you've just said, Andre. Where let's just say I've got 10 accounts, right? Of a prop firm and personal. At the moment, I'm putting on 5 on the algos and 5 on that I'm trading discretionary from my own trading perspective.
Yeah.
So I'm not just being like, okay, well, I'm putting everything on the algo and let the algo do a thing. No, I'm saying I still love trading, but hey, I'm going away next week. I can't be trading discretionary. So at least I can still be trading on the algo side of the portfolio.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And just to show you guys, and just so you know, in this video here, it actually like shows you completely from A to Z, like everything that you need. So including like some of the settings. So this is the video on the automate algos page, just so you know. But if you look at this, I touch on the settings here. So the settings are how you can customize it. So I said like win rate versus risk to reward versus like max loss, like position size, everything is, you can change it because, and one of the reasons why you need to, like, I don't think that you should trade any algo that you can't change. Like you should be forced to, or like, it makes it very difficult because like your max loss is different than my max loss.
Correct.
And like my risk tolerance is different than yours.
Yeah.
And like your types of targets are different.
You might be trading a personal trading account and I might be trading a prop firm account.
Yeah. And like you need to trade those different. I mean, like people typically
well, you don't
like
have this big you don't have the big drawdown. Like let's just bring up this strategy, for example, that's got an 18% drawdown. That would not work well on a prop firm account because you don't have 18% of drawdown. Yeah.
And in this case, like we're looking at a $10,000 account trading one NQ contract. So like if you're trading, this is a 10K account. So if you're trading a 100K account, this is like the drawdown obviously comes down. Like the dollar drawdown is the same, but the percentage drawdown is a lot less.
Sure,
but the point is that these are customizable because guys, we're not trying to give you this holy grail. The holy grail does not exist. Period.
Yeah.
It does not exist. The holy grail does not exist. We're giving you a foundation that already gets you to like step X, and you just need to get to like Y and Z by changing some of these settings to be what you want. And you genuinely don't have to change that much. Like my personal settings are not that far off from the default settings, honestly. Like there are changes for sure. And like, I don't like to talk about my settings because then people blindly follow them. And I actually got a comment about this, about like, oh, he doesn't want to share his settings because I actually think it was someone on YouTube commented this. And then someone else had responded to it like, you're an idiot, which is, I thought was hilarious. But I I don't like to talk about my settings because I know that people will just blindly follow them. And like my
and then they're gonna come and complain when
exactly.
they lose. Or
And also
you'll
like,
never hear about it when they win, but when they lose or go on a
of
loss streak.
course.
Yeah.
And also like my risk tolerance is different too.
Yeah. You might say, listen, I'm gonna put this 10 grand in an account. I want to double it in 3 months. And obviously
it's an aggressive strategy.
Or whatever it is, that's aggressive. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are good. M did go on to say, I think you're great, have great data, and he likes edgeful. So I agreed. You know, there's from a perspective of I think this is great, and I've been always giving it to my clients that let's just be honest, discretional trading is not for everyone. I've seen guys come in and try and they're trading their RCT strategy or their VWAP strategy or their whatever strategy, opening range strategy, and they just can't make it work discretionally because they may be over position sizing, over trading, over leveraging, and they will just trading like that is just not for everyone. And this gives the algos, yes, as we're not saying it's a holy grail, there's no such thing as that, but it gives a second option to guys that are, someone commented before, and I agree with that Albert Einstein quote is like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result means that's the definition of stupid, right? You can't continue doing that. So it gives a different option. So yeah, I think that's kind of like, and I've been enjoying it. The algos, as I said, like I became a dad in February. If I had the algos in February, probably would have saved me a bunch of cash, you know, from trying to trade it, especially when you got no sleep. So yeah, I think it just gives it's a great option for traders that have that are not making discretional trading work, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And how about this? You can set up an edgeful algo. This is actually what I've sometimes been doing on my personal trading account. Set up an edgeful algo that you like, shows good results over whatever time frame you'd like. I recommend 6 months. That's what I'm kind of using. And you don't actually have to link it to your account if you don't want to. You can actually just get the notification to your phone. Then you can manually decide with discretion if this is something that you would like to take. That's actually what I've been doing. And I've actually avoided a few losses and obviously a few wins. But you adding a discretion to actually a proven backtested. So there you can mix the two together if you would like.
Exactly.
As well.
Yeah. So just so you guys know what he's talking about is you can still go here and then like create the alert on.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. You can still go here and like create the alert. So you get the notification to your phone, to your email, to your computer. It'll make a sound. It'll do like everything, but it's not actually going to place the trade for you. So like if you're not ready yet to like automate it, you don't have to. Or you can automate it to a paper account to see like how it actually works. But yeah, you can definitely just set the alerts. So like you get notified like, hey, you should enter the trade. Now you can go and like check it to see like, oh, maybe I don't want to enter yet, or I want to like do whatever. Like
correct.
You guys just have to be careful because then you're technically not trading like the orb strategy anymore. But
no, you're adding discretion to an algo.
Yeah. So
but I'm saying for guys that like maybe they want to add the discretion to an algo with that, you know, a lot of guys want to do their things, and that's another option as well.
Yeah.
Sure. Jake's asking, in the RB algo, which setting do you find reduces your drawdown the most without dramatically affecting your win rate?
So the IB algo, I actually found that
just from my side, I can't comment on this. I'm only been running the orb algo on the DAX and NQ.
Yeah. So I recommend that you guys start with the orb, which is why we have it first over here, only because naturally it has a much higher win rate. So that will get your account like more off the ground and you can start to build that padding. However, the IB algo I found works. If you compare ES and NQ, I found that it works better on ES. So it's not really about like what specific setting. It's more so about the IB by weekday and like understanding what weekdays behave the best, right? So if we look at Mondays and then we go to Tuesdays, and we go to Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, like what you see here is that actually Wednesdays are probably going to be your worst day because there's more double breaks that happen. Not to get into the details of like really how this works because it's all in the explainer videos. So if I go to the algos page and I scroll down, everything is going to be right over here. I'm actually going to make a new version of this because TradingView has actually updated a lot of things. So I need to update it. But everything is in here about like how the algo actually works. But like, for example, Mondays are great like I would assume, based purely on this, that the performance on Mondays is great because 73% of the time is a single break, which is what you want for the strategy. Same thing for Tuesdays, same thing for Thursdays, same thing, or probably not so much for Fridays, right? So like these things are going to change, but the idea, like I mentioned before, is that the IB algo is a break and retest strategy. That's exactly what it is. That this is the intention, right? It's a break and retest strategy. So what you want is that retest and continuation, not this. And this is a double break, pretty much. So you want this, obviously. But
so we just before we wrap up here, I just got one or two more questions. M's just asking again, still, did you plan to implement some risk management other than one contract? Since depends on the market conditions, the orb might be so big that the potential loss might hurt a bit more. So if we can just go to your settings, the max loss, and show them that that you can also change the maximum orb size as well.
Yeah, correct. So if we just look at this day here, no. So you can actually decide the max orb size. So obviously the bigger the orb, the bigger your risk if you're risking 100% of the orb size. But this is super important. This max loss is going to be the most that you can lose per contract. So this is a very important number because no matter the size of the orb, whether it's 500 points or 5 points, this is going to be the max P&L loss per contract. So if you set this to be 1,000 or even like 2,000, you trade 2 contracts, it's 1,000 per contract. So on NQ, that would be 50 points. So because it's $20 per point times 50 is $1,000. But this max orb size and this is what protects you from any of these like outlier days. Oh, one other update is just before we wrap up, one other update is that we are going to be releasing the orb algo with a moving stop into profit or break even.
Oh, nice. Sick.
Automatically for you.
Cool. Yeah, that's super cool. So M's also saying, but the max loss on the algo modifies the stop loss placement. That was my main concern. Yeah, it will. But then you can just put your the orb size. You'll have to reduce it then, right? That it doesn't alter it too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But good thoughts. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we'll probably do another one of these again in the next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, for sure.
I am live in the edgeful Discord every single day, or Wednesday through to Friday at 8 a.m. But I am in there live every single day as well. But 8 a.m. for pre-market prep, Wednesday through to Friday, and then I'm in, as I said, typing and chatting in the Discord too. Guys are sharing their settings and everything like that. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you then tomorrow. Cheers.